for this.
What'd you do to that duck?
I didn't do anything. Okay.
He's like plants a gun on.
This Ring Fit thing is actually pretty dope.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'll share my thoughts, but
kind of neat.
it's not what I expected it to be.
It's Wii Fit, but with an RPG. I don't know.
Yeah, but I can't, look at. You know what? Screw it. There's like no Wii Fit female trainer in there, so I'll just go look at my porn of her later. Yeah,
she doesn't have a face.
In the fan art she does, and it's gorgeous.
Oh, no.
She has no. They gave her a bit of a face in Ultimate. She has a little bit of a face.
Yeah,
it's not like
a face.
Yeah, but yeah, the fan art for her is great. I love it. She got a booty.
Then I accidentally clicked off of your Star Ocean thing because it was Twitter, and I was just browsing Twitter.
It's just a trailer. We don't have to talk about it, or can I talk about it?
You can talk about it.
All right, it won't be long. I promise.
Okay, I'm streaming.
That flying minigame.
What?
That flying minigame. That's really cool. It's like.
What are you talking about?
The.
I'm still watching the trailer.
Oh, okay.
All right, I need to actually load up the stream and then tweet it out.
Oh, none of my madness has made the stream? That's a travesty.
No, the stream's been going, but I just didn't click on the link that it auto-generates for me.
Go to patreon.com/marvelousziggy.
Because we don't have Patreon anymore.
I'm talking about me, damn it.
Oh, okay.
Let me finish. Marvelous Ziggy to support my Cane Habit, because I'm not going to lie to you about what I want to do with my Patreon funds. Content for you? Fuck no. This is for me to spoil myself. That's what that is for. Maybe you get content. Maybe.
It's like live streaming you doing drugs.
Hey, at least I'm being honest.
Put that on D Live.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck this. I'm going to...
Oh. If you have no physical ability, you can adjust the exercise level to your... so you just have to just wiggle a little bit and the game plays itself.
If you're one of the fat asses that bought this thing.
Right. And you want to feel validated by your purchase.
Yeah.
Do you think dudes who saw Sleeping Beauty in the 40s got turned on by Sleeping Beauty?
Probably.
That was the first porn of I'm attracted to a cartoon character.
I mean, that's probably around for everybody.
Yeah. Or was it Cinderella? What came first? Cinderella or... I think
Picture books came first.
No, but animated. This one needs to be a picture book. Since picture books back in those days were fucking ugly. Nobody want to look at those girls.
Okay.
Sleeping Beauty, on the other hand.
She doesn't do it for me. Okay, I'm tweeting out the stream right now. Streaming the podcast. Have a question? And tweet. Okay. Just gonna start it in 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, welcome to the Charge Shot Gamescast. Each and every week, friends gather around, talk about the games and playing things going on. I'd like to have with me Justin.
I want to be called the bodybuilding dragon.
And then
I'm the best there is at what I do. And what I do is eat. I eat a lot.
We kind of went in opposite directions there.
Yep. I was trying to be very wise, very sage-like.
Okay, so first up on the docket, we'll go with Ben.
Oh, okay. Way to put me on first. Okay. First off,
we got started high, and then we gotta go low.
All right, fine. So, first off, me and Justin played Smash. I whooped his ass. Moving on. No, I'm kidding.
I got some good licks in.
Yeah, you got some good licks in. Although we were playing with items and moving stages, so if we were playing 1v1 with none of the haphazard bullshit, I probably would have won. But it was not about that. It was about having fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was nice to play Smash Brothers with doing the item stuff because as I was talking to Justin when we played on Wednesday, whenever I play Smash Brothers, and this is not wrong, but the guys I play with, they want to do 1v1s because they go to tournaments. They're not big names or anything, but they play for the competitiveness, and I love that. I get that adrenaline rush for it. But it was just nice to play Smash for fun, like how it's supposed to be played.
Like that's why I don't like go super serious with it, because like we're just having fun. I'm just gonna screw around and be dumb. If I win, cool. If I don't, that's fine. We still had fun. I don't really care.
I have fun with the competitive guys. It's all about having fun anyways, but we just have fun on it's a different level of fun. It's like people who have fun from being competitive, like super competitive, and like it's not about the win, it's about what you go through to whether win or lose, and you learn. That's fighting games in general. That's why I love playing them. So that was fun. I played out other characters I didn't really play, although I probably forgot all of them by now. So I got to play them. I love that I confused Justin was when I told him that Crom was a dad. He's like, he's a dad? He's like, yeah, he's Lucina's father. And
He's
I told him,
daddy.
Yeah. And the only reason I picked Lucina as my wife in Awakening was because I wanted to say I fucked my best friend's daughter from the future, because that sounded funny to me, and it still is. So that was fun. A lot of fun games. I'm looking forward to playing more Smash with Justin. The big game I played though this week was Astral Chain. A lot more Astral Chain. I have one criticism of it. Surprisingly, no, I'm not going to be positive for once. The camera at some points. So maybe I'm just misremembering things, and I haven't played Bayonetta 2 in a while. But most Platinum games give you like a pretty big room to work with in terms of the combat arenas. Yeah. For the most part, not all the time. Sometimes they can put you in narrow hallways, but for the most part, I don't know what it is about Astral Chain, but it feels like a lot of the environments that they put you in are very claustrophobic, which makes sense within the world because, the whole world's basically on this one island now, and while the rest of the world is just in this, ether dimension. Spoilers. And so, there are points where, the enemy will just rush up my ass. I'm just taking that pounding over and over again, and it slightly feels good. But, the camera, gets in my way, and then I'll die as a result of it. But,
okay.
Other than that, it's not too bad. I still really enjoy it. I still love doing the detective stuff, talking to people, getting notes, finding things. Since we've played, I've unlocked this Hulk Legion, which is you can actually get into him like a mech, and you can basically JoJo punch. So the 1,000 punches things. It's actually pretty sick.
That show is actually on Canadian Netflix now.
Yeah, I hear memes. That's all I know. That show is just 100% memes.
I want to watch it for the memes, but yeah.
Yeah, I hear it's good, but I'm not gonna watch it out of principle because I have integrity. So I got locked in.
Who doesn't want to watch it? Anime?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I know. It's just I don't know. You see too many memes of something, you just don't want to watch it. That's why I didn't watch Evangelion for the longest time. Still haven't. But it's cool. Then I unlocked the Dog Legion, which you can pet, which is nice. You can dig up things. It's cool, and you can switch in. And just like any Platinum game where you get new weapons, you can switch between them just by pressing the L button. It feels organic. It feels super cool for me to chain, basically if you do a circle around an enemy with the Legion, you can basically tie them down. You can tie multiple enemies down, and basically just make them piñatas, which is really cool. But now the story's starting to get into the more conspiracy theory thing. I think that's why I like the story of this game, because it's just all one big conspiracy theory of what the fuck is going on, and just layers upon layers. And I tweeted this out, but nobody liked my tweet. I'm gonna quit Twitter. Where the person behind the guy at this project, the little Legion things that walk around with you, he's talking to his board about, well, what are we gonna do? Because this is after an event happens, so to spoil it. And then he's like, well, what are solutions? And then he says these words, which freaked me out because these weren't good words. In the last Platinum game I heard, he said, "We shall become as gods." And I went, "Oh no, oh no, oh no, not that." If you want to know what that means, go play Nier Automata, aka the Game of the Year in 2017. I really dig it. I like the world, and now the worlds are getting. Not worlds, but the section's getting bigger, so it kind of has a Yakuza feeling every time you go to a case file, where it's big enough, but it's not overwhelmingly big, and you're doing random side quests, to either to help a kid find their dog, or tracking down a mugger. It's just stuff that you would do as a cop, and it feels cool. God, I can't believe I said this. It feels good to play a cop that's not an asshole who's gonna kill people because you keep.
Ben's a cop.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm a
mean,
cop.
you're in Texas, so that's your only example.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's really good. It's really good. And it doesn't feel like a traditional platinum game because I feel like they're changing things up just enough. Um, and you can actually, there's a moment where you have to do a side quest. I think I mentioned it last week where there's like a big mascot dog called Lappy that kind of teaches you everything. There's a side quest where the girl who actually is inside the mascot suit, tells you she's Lappy, but it's like the worst kept secret in the entire like police headquarters. It's like everybody fucking knows you're Lappy, but they kind of just like want to not mess with, like, destroy her by telling her the truth. So she has a fractured ankle, and you have to go around cheering people up as Lappy. And I was like, please God, let me wear this suit in combat. It's just this dumb mascot dog with this big goofy like sort of like tongue sticking out, and you can't. And I was like, is this gonna be an alternate costume? Because there's options to change your outfit, but it's not, and it made me very sad. And you actually unlock more customizable things as you play along. You can get sunglasses, you can get glasses, you can get necklace, you can get head stuff. I actually got a gas mask that I have on right now, so I look more mysterious because you always look more mysterious when you put a mask on. But I like it. Although I wish I played as the girl now because I've looked at most people are playing as the girl, and I don't know what like Platinum is, but they love to give their girls the best butts in video games. Like, I mean, 2B wasn't evident enough, and it's the same for the protagonist girl A in this one. So, but I'm playing as a male because whatever, I want to be a guy. But yeah, go play it. If you haven't bought it already, go put it on layaway at your local Walmart for like $50. Actually, Walmart has a price of $50. So if you know somebody with a Walmart discount card, steal it and get it for $45. There you go. I just saved you some money. You can thank me. Send money to my cash app at Marvelous Iggy. I play a little bit more of the Dragon Quest demo. I'm trying to move more into that as that game's ever daunting release date is right around the fucking corner. What dawned on me is I love how old school it is, and in a sense of how its mechanics are. Now they could get super crazy as the actual game once I play the actual game, but like it feels nice to just play a game where like, okay, press a button, select a thing, and do the thing. That's it. You run around it just feels so old school after playing so many games where like I'm doing like chain combos and meter building and all this other stuff, which is fine. It feels good to play something that's like older, the music is annoying. It's not good. I don't think it's good. It's just always in my face. Just like, you remember those Pokemon that like people complain about Pokemon, was it Ruby and Sapphire that had the trumpets, like the trumpet noises? I never felt that playing those games, at least in the remake. But here I'm feeling it. I'm just like, okay, shut up. I'm just walking in a field. I don't need you to be blaring music in my face. But I did get to a point. I got to the kingdom that you're supposed to go to because you just revealed your luminary. And without spoiling it, let's just say shit goes a little bit, not dark, but a little bit of like, oh, okay, this is where we're going now. And it actually get me interested, which I thought was cool. And I think I met my first party member, which is neat. I like the game. I can't wait for the official release. And while I don't have it yet, the last game I played was the first demo mission of Daemon X Machina, which is available now. I can say that because this is going to be released after we record this, so it'll be available now. Actually, it's available right now. But now you're right now. I'm not going to lie. I was super tempted to buy it, like not put it on layaway like I did earlier today. Because it felt so good riding that mech and just strafing left and right. Like, it's just so cool. And, playing as Edgelord Samus is really cool, too. I never posted on Twitter. I should do that. Yeah, I can't wait to play more of this game and do more customizable stuff with your mech and see where the story goes. I just hate that Marvelous, the publisher, not the devs behind this game, are, like, copywriting everything on YouTube related to it. So, like, either you take off money for it, or there's not going to be any kind of coverage for this game. And this game, I want this game to succeed, damn it, and it's not going to because of what's out and this stupid PR strategy. I don't know what's going on. But go try the demo out at least. That's free. I don't know how long the demo is, but I did the first mission, and it gives me another mission after that, which I haven't had a chance to get to, because Astral Chain's been kind of keeping me busy. But yeah, I think. Oh, this is the other thing I played. One last note. There's a fan game going around right now called Capcom Universe, which somebody had retweeted it. I think it's from the same people who did a Mugen for Dragon Ball. It was called Hyper Dragon Ball Z. It was right before Dragon Ball FighterZ came out. It was actually really, really good from what I saw. So this is a fan game that you can go to the website. It's totally free. It's not going to corrupt your PC. Some of the bigger fighting game streamers I know are talking about it. It's basically a sprite-based 2v2 Capcom All-Stars fighting game. The roster, it's not complete. It's still in its beta form, but it's free. Of course, it's free. And it's pretty good. Like, the only thing is you have to map your buttons every time you start it up, which isn't too bad. If you go to the website, it tells you, like, which ones, like, because it reads your keyboard first, like, which buttons assign to which, so it's not too hard. The only thing is, the movement, you either have to decide between the D-pad or the analog stick, and you can't switch in between. And for some reason, assist is start as a default, so you're going to want to switch assist to start. It's weird. It's not perfect. It's a beta, you know? But it's cool. Like, it has some unique characters in there that you would... I mean, a lot of them are taken from sprites from other games, but overall, its presentation looks really, really good. And no online, you know, just obviously just local, but it's a cool little project that's going on. I think they just added Wesker. So, you know, if you played Wesker in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you get your 2D Wesker fixed, and he looks pretty sick. And I think they just... the role was already in the game, and like they gave her new stuff, and they're gonna add either Mega Man X0 or Mega Man 00. That was very confusing to say that.
I'm interested.
I hate you, Keiji Inafune. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. I only played like arcade mode for a bit because I actually glitched it out. I was fighting a thing against Mike Hagar and somebody else, and I think I did a knockdown, and they were just off the map, off the stage, and they didn't respawn. I'm like, I broke the game, so I had to quit and restart, and I didn't restart because it was late. But yeah, go check out the game. Just search on Twitter Capcom Universe, and download it. It's free. I recommend people trying it. But that's all I played because I think I went as long as Justin did. And time speedrunner. Did I break the limit?
It's hard to say because we were recording for a while before we started.
That's true. I'm gonna say I broke the limit then.
But that's like I have 20 minutes recorded total, and we've probably only been actually live for like 10 of that. So you did not break my record.
Well, I mean, I was trying to be under. So
why do you have to make him feel bad?
Oh,
me? No.
You wanted to be under. Okay, then good job.
I beat him in Smash, so I will never feel bad.
You beat me in pretty much every game we played because you like competitive things that you're good at.
I mean,
and only competitive things that you're good at.
I mean, what things am I not?
What would you challenge him to?
Yeah, challenge me to something. It'll be fun.
Right?
Like disc golf. That's
Mario Kart could be fun.
I haven't played that game in like 2 years. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's play Mario Kart
we
next
can promise it on that.
Yeah, see Mario Kart next Wednesday, dudes.
I'd have to buy it again. I don't want to spend $90.
I thought you had it on Switch.
No, I refuse to buy it again because it's like $80, $90 here.
Oh, okay.
Well, then we can just do it without you.
That's fine. I'll have fun with Mario Kart.
Yeah, because I'm actually pretty good at that. And I, to I guess transfer into my thing, I'll start off by saying I played some more of the SNES online games with a friend of mine. I wanted to do some more of the co-op stuff because I had focused on single-player stuff before. And we actually did play a little bit of classic Mario Kart. And honestly, I still think that game holds up.
Yes, yes.
It's the way it controls is kind of funky because like literally the map just kind of pans around you.
It's Mode 7.
Yeah, but like that actually, it's kind of slick. Like there's no sliding around or anything. It's just very much like panning.
Yeah.
So like all of the turns feel really smooth. You know exactly like however much you hit the button, that's exactly how much you turn. Like it works. I don't know how, but it works. And my friend was not as good at it. He didn't play it as much as I did.
It's the only
as a kid.
Mario Kart with a good battle mode.
It's true. We didn't play the battle mode. We just did some races, but it's still a very good game.
Yes.
Even though the computers are ridiculous, like just so unfair.
Rubber banding, bitch.
Yeah, like in 50cc, it's ridiculous because I was like ahead of everyone, and I think I literally passed, like I lapped second place to be still in first place. But then we just moved up to 100cc to kind of compare it a little bit more, and everyone was shooting in front of us. And like, I was pretty regularly in second place, and Luigi was always in front of me, and he always had a star. Like, we were on a course that had maybe one set of item boxes on the entire course. You know, you get one item around, basically. And somehow, every time I got close to him, he would be able to pop a star. Like, it was very obviously cheating.
Yeah.
To where it just wasn't fun anymore. But the actual game itself, like the controls of it, are still really good, considering it's an SNES Mode 7 game. We also played some Kirby's Dreamland 3, which is also still one of the best Kirby games ever made, and I friggin' love the little animal guys that you take with you, because they mix up the abilities. There's not that many abilities, I realized. Like, I kind of forgot how few there are. There's, like, fire, stone, cutter, electric... broom, weirdly, is like a new one. That's like, why, like they took out a bunch, but then they added broom. Sure. And like none of the variations of that are even very good. The cat one's kind of cool because he like pushes you as a rug, so you just kind of like slide forward as he like mushes on top of you as a sled. But the others are pretty lame. But yeah, like the fact that there's only a few different types of upgrades, but like each different animal like drastically changes how those things work is really cool. But the level design, like the way you find like the secrets and stuff in each level, is still pretty obtuse, because it's like each level kind of has like a thing in it, and each of those things has a different like win condition that like gives you their extra piece for the level, for the completion bonus, and you don't really know what that's going to be until you see them. And it's usually some kind of hint, like you'll see them once and they'll kind of like do something, and then you'll see them again at the end of the level, and if you didn't do the thing, they show up at the end of the level like instead. If you do the thing, they show up at the end of the level and give you their like star or whatever. But it was never really clear what you're supposed to do for a lot of them. And so that's still kind of a weird feature, but I like the game in general, and the art style is amazing. Aside from that, I think I said last week that I had started Link to the Past. I beat it. It's really quick. I mean, I played it a lot too. It was still probably like at least 10 hours, but I remember like I recorded 2 dungeons because I'm trying to get some footage for stuff. That's why I'm playing that one. I'm getting ready for Zelda month, and I recorded 2 dungeons, like with all the failures and stuff involved, and it was like just at an hour. So like if you figure each dungeon is about half an hour, it's not a long game. And I gotta say, like, I mean, it's nice that it's a quick, nostalgic experience, but if that game came out now, like if they just remade that like from the ground up exactly the same like they're doing with Link's Awakening, I don't think it would hold up. Like, people go back to it because they have the nostalgia for it, but I don't think mechanically it's a very strong game. The dungeon designs are still anywhere from like awful to passing, and that like it's very basic. Like the first game, you know, it was very much like you go into a room, you usually kill so many enemies, and then either the doors open, or you get a key, or you have to push a block to open the door. Like, that's kind of the 3 things that happen when you go into a new room in a dungeon. This one is kind of the same way, even though it's like, you know, the next gen as far as 16-bit, and should be a little more complicated. But like, the items you get in the dungeons, most of them you never really use. Like, the hookshot dungeon, I thought that's one of the ones I like more, actually. Especially as far as water dungeons go, because they're usually terrible. Although I think the water dungeon in Link Between Worlds is better, but that hookshot in general is better. Anyway, so you get the hookshot like towards the end of that dungeon, and you use it maybe twice optionally, in the actual dungeon, and then you use it on the boss, and then there's one other point in the entire game when you use it, and it's up in the mountains. That's it. And that's like a main traversal item. A lot of the other items are, weapons, basically. Like, you use all of the light world items pretty regularly, but the dark world stuff feels like an afterthought. Like, everything in those dungeons feels like they were just put in so that they could come up with a few puzzles in those dungeons, and that's it. The hammer is a little bit more frequent. The mirror shield, I feel like you don't use at all. Like, it's a required item, but there's no like puzzles or anything that make use of it. It's not even really that great because it only reflects lasers when you're pointed at them. And you can't like put up your shield like in other games where you can kind of like, side strafe or whatever. So you end up just trying to like Pegasus past them instead of actually like dodging anything with the shield itself. I don't know, I don't want to get too in the weeds with this, 20-year-old game, but there's just a lot of things in it that I don't understand why people still love that game when like they feel so dated now.
Well, you said it earlier, it's nostalgia.
Yeah, but like people still saying it's their favorite Zelda game. Like, nostalgia can only take things so far. It has to still be good for it to still be your favorite.
A lot of, I'm one of them. It's a very fun game because it's not overly complicated. It doesn't ask you to like the two big games you hear people talk about Legend of Zelda are Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time takes a lot more investment for somebody to play versus Link to the Past. It's very much you can pick it up, get started, and you can pretty much do it pretty quickly. I think that's why a lot of people like it.
I mean, like I said, I've beaten it twice. Once, well, maybe more than once, but I only remember once on SNES and once on Game Boy Advance. And I still like kind of blew through it in probably 8 to 10 hours. Like, it's a very quick experience, even when you don't remember that much about it. But it still has some of the worst dungeons ever made in the whole Zelda series. I will never concede that fact. And even
are worse.
What?
I said Wind Wakers are worse.
Wind Wakers are just forgettable. They're not inherently bad. Like, I don't think there's any dungeon in Wind Waker that's worse than the worst dungeons in Link to the Past. But there's no, like, neither of those games have the best dungeons. Anyway, you're right, though. It is a quick experience. I enjoyed going back through it. It's just already forgettable. Like, after I finished the dungeon, I was like, okay, let's move on.
Zelda Twitter's going to come after you tonight. You know that, right?
I don't care. I've made my thoughts
on this. You know how many times
game.
Justin has made this claim already?
Yeah, I've made it many times. This was just to confirm that I still feel that way.
Fuck, now
it's old news at this point.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to play the game just to glow about it next week.
But anyway, after that, I started playing A Link Between Worlds because I wanted to see how it compares. Because I specifically remember, like, I've only beaten that once when it first came out. But I specifically remember it being, like, infinitely better than Link to the Past. And basically, like, everything that annoyed me in Link to the Past, like the worst dungeons and things like that, were all fixed, quote-unquote, in Link Between Worlds. And the overworld itself is just as good and all that stuff. Like, everything that was good in Link to the Past is still good, and everything that was bad is way better. And it actually does have a few of my favorite dungeons. I'm actually, like, part of what I'm doing for Zelda Month is, like, my favorite and least favorite Zelda dungeons. And I'm trying to not do more than one per game to try to make it fair and spread out the wealth, even though it means getting footage from more games. But whatever. And, like, I had a hard time choosing which one I wanted to include from Link Between Worlds, because there's probably some that are tied for my favorites. But replaying it, like, right after Link to the Past, it's really slow. Like, it's still better, but there's a lot more dialogue, a lot more, like, hand-holding. You're not just let go after, you finish the castle part, obviously, like you are in Link to the Past. It's like, hey, now go here. And then you have to go do that thing. And then they talk to you for a while, and it's, hey, now go here. And, like, each dungeon has, like, a now go here moment. So even when you get to the, it's not Dark World. It's just Low Rule, I guess?
Yeah, the theme to the Low Rule.
Yeah. Even when you get to Low Rule, like, you technically can go to any dungeon in any order, although you do need some items to get into certain ones that you get like from other dungeons, like the Titan's Mate. But each one has like a little thing you have to do before you get in, and there's always some kind of like dialogue stuff before you go in. Whereas Link to the Past, you can just boom, 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 boom all the dungeons without really talking to anyone for the most part. And it just feels like they threw a lot more story into this one, but it doesn't do it any favors. Like the amount of time you have to go to talk to Ravio. Yeah, I think that's his name. I don't care about that guy.
What?
Like, just give me my items and let me go. I mean, he's funny, but like those kind of gimmicks are lost after the first playthrough. It's like, oh, that was fun, and then the next time you play it, you're like, all right, let's get to it. Like that's why I can't play Skyward Sword again. I freaking love that game. It was like a transcendent experience when I played it. But going back to it, I'm like, oh my god, there's so much story. Just let me play the game. And like parts that I just want to chug through so I can get the parts I love.
You must hate Metal Gear Solid then.
I don't play Metal Gear Solid. I've never played Metal Gear Solid. I've seen enough like cinematics from it to know I wouldn't enjoy it. Because what, 4 is like got 10 hours of cutscenes or something like that?
Yeah,
so
but
good.
yeah, it's really good.
It's so
Whatever.
good.
But you have to have played the previous 2 to appreciate 4.
Yeah,
To get
but
the
like,
most
I'm
out
not
of
saying
4, yeah,
inherently
absolutely.
that story is bad. I'm saying like mashing through a bunch of dialogue boxes of text you already know just so you can go to the next thing you want to do gets annoying after a while. And Link to the Past has very little of that.
Just let me tell you about the Lale Lule.
What?
Do we have 7 hours?
All right, let's break out a new podcast, Metal Gear Solid lore hour.
Don't fuck with me. I will fucking do that. I will do that with you. If you
I
wanna
would do that with you. Are you kidding?
Oh, fuck yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Justin.
Go do that in your own time. I have more Zelda to rant about. Because this is most of what I played, honestly. Like I'm deep into Zelda again, and I'm not really sure why. I blame the SNES Online service, but I wanted to do this nice comparison. I thought it'd be fun. And yeah, I'm still enjoying Link Between Worlds. The dungeons are the best part of that game, but everything around the dungeons is just kind of slow. And like, I'm not actually enjoying exploring the overworld as much as I was in Link to the Past, because that thing moves quick. Like, you've got your magic mirror, you know exactly where, well, I mean, you can figure out exactly where all the spots to the Dark World are. You can zip into the Dark World. Whenever you want to get out, you just use your magic mirror, get out, do your thing. In Link Between Worlds, as far as I can tell, like, I don't remember specifically, but the only way you can go between worlds is to go through the portrait cracks. So, like, to get into Lorule, you have to find a portrait crack and then get back to where you were trying to go. To get back out, you have to find a different portrait crack or the same one and go back to the light world. And it just feels so much slower and like a lot more like backtracking type stuff to do to actually go anywhere. And sure, there's the fast travel system, which is a godsend, and I wish Link to the Past gave you that earlier. But again, in Link to the Past, as soon as you get that, all of the things are open. Granted, I think you can only do them in the light world, but still, they're all open right from the start. And this one, you have to find each like weather vane before you can travel to it. So you still have to do all the backtracking to an area, get the weather vane, and then you can skip it all the next time. And it feels a lot more modern and therefore a lot slower. And a lot more forgiving too. But it's still great, and I'm not far enough in to really like give a full review. I just kind of wanted to touch on more of the comparisons while it's still fresh in my mind. And then a few quick things. I played a little bit of Dead by Daylight with my friend Static, and that game's real cool. She was kind of giving me like an overview of how it plays, because there's a lot of concepts in that game to understand and mechanics and stuff. And we're gonna practice a little bit more before October, and then do kind of like a Halloween video type thing. We did that a few years ago with the Gmod experience. We found like the perfect kind of like, kind of spooky but not like too scary and still funny Gmod story, and just like did that. And so this one, we're just gonna do some matches of this game because it's kind of scary on its own, honestly. Like, we did a match with Ghostface, who is like the Scream guy. So like he doesn't have a heart rate, which you can usually use to kind of track where they are. And he has like an ability where if he hides and you look at him, he gets a boost and can like zoom after you. Like he gets a speed boost if you see him before. So like I don't know where I was going with that. So he'll just kind of follow you around and like stalk you, waiting for you to look over at him, and then he'll zip towards you, and it's terrifying. And there's another guy that like can stalk through like cornfields, which is scary enough as it is. You know, like just a guy coming out of the cornfield. But this guy specifically, like he can go invisible, and then like pop out of the cornfield, like kind of shimmery, like Predator style, and decloak and just snatch you. And yeah, there's some really scary stuff in that game, but I'm actually enjoying it. Like I don't usually like scary stuff, but I think because it's kind of a 4v1 like multiplayer experience only, playing with friends is actually really cool, and it helps alleviate some of the tension. But sometimes the killers are dicks, and I don't like them. Like they have full control over the battle because you can't really get out if they're just like going around messing with you.
Yeah, it seems kind of like one-sided.
Yeah, well, it's not entirely because there are 4 humans, and you basically your whole goal is to like revive some generators to open a door to get out. And like when you have a full team, you have to get 5 generators. So it's 4 people for 5 generators against 1 killer. So you can have one kind of baiting the killer while the other 3 are doing generators and be out fairly quick. But the killer likes to just kind of mess with everyone. And after so many like attacks, you like perma-die and you just have to spectate. So then it gets really hard because once you're down to like 2 or 3 people, it's pretty one-sided at that point. And we had a few matches tonight, actually, before podcasting, where the killer was just like trolling. Like they were basically knocking down the one remaining player, but not like killing them. So there was no way to get out. Like you couldn't do any generators because he was just kind of stalking you, and you can't do anything when you're like crawling on your belly. And the only way to get out is to do the objective. Like you can't kill the killer or anything, like fight back. So he was just basically trolling, where the rest of us were watching this match, and unless you disconnect, which you get no points for, you just kind of have to let it happen. And it was not fun at all. But you can report the players, and like, you know, there's that whole thing. There's a lot of like checks and balances in there, but you still have to go through like upwards of a 30 to 40 minute match of this trolling and get minimal reward for it. And that's not fun at all.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. And I think if you got 5 human players, it would be like a crazy, like, you know, party mode stream type thing that I want to try out sometime. But I would need 4 friends. And that's hard. But a lot of people own the game, so I just got to reach out. And then I'll let Thomas talk about this more, but because you've actually played it on your own too, but we started up Gears 5. And that's probably my favorite one so far.
Yeah, it's the best playing one.
Yeah, definitely. It's got some cool new stuff in there, like some of the stealth kills and things like that. I like the new weapons. That new modern Lancer is awesome with the grenade launcher. The weapon combat still feels just as good, but the movement is a little more polished. I still don't really like the cover system. There's weird, goofy, dated stuff in there. But yeah, aside from the fact that my computer can't run it super well, and it looks like a beefed up Switch game, it's real good. And I definitely want to play more of it. Like we've kind of been like half playing through the Gears series because it's like, oh, this one's not that great. You want to move on? Sure. And so I think I actually want to play all the way through this one. I'm pretty invested in the characters. I want to see where the story goes, and there's no like just quick recap for this one since it just came out, so we have to play through it. And I'm really excited for the open world section next time.
Well, considering where we left off, it was pretty big. There's still a lot of questions to be answered.
Yeah, that little like first act ending was intense, like way crazier than anything that happened in the first 4 games.
So you're done, I guess, right?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, we played some more Gears 5, or we played Gears 5, me and you. I also played it with my dad. We haven't played since that, so I haven't gotten past Act 1. Um, but yeah, some of the weapons are pretty sweet. Like that grenade launcher. It shoots like a tracking thing basically, and it shoots a bunch of missiles up, and it comes back down and lands on them all. There's a lot more opportunities to get ammo and forces you to do some variety. Like you can rip big guns off of like turret placements and drones and stuff, and start using those. There's a lot more chances for that. It's a lot of fun. The characters are more well defined in Gears 5. I told you I didn't really like them from Gears 4, but this one is like a lot more. Like the writing is just better. They're fleshing out the world a lot more. You can actually see the civilization of what Gears is. I think we're still on Sarah, because that's like the main planet that they're on. Yeah, it's just like, it's really cool. And we just got off to the part where I believe it's going to get a little bit more open world, or like a hub area kind of thing. So you need to check out some more of that. It's really good.
And it's cool that there's like I mean, I guess spoilers, but they're very limited. There's a time jump, which I didn't expect like so early in the game. Yeah. So like I really do want to know like also, why they're kind of split up and like what's going on next, and I'm intrigued again.
Also, like I think the first main boss encounter, I guess, at the theater.
That was awesome.
That was awesome, and that was just the first act. So I can't wait to see what other kind of levels they have.
I mean, I loved that whole theater area. Like they did, there was a lot of attention to detail and stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, that ending like on the stage and then like branching out past it, and yeah, that was great.
There's a really bad thunderstorm happening, so I don't know if I'm gonna have power. So I'm gonna try and speed through some of this stuff. Because last time there was a bad thunderstorm, I lost power for a second. So if I do, I'll see if I can come on right away.
You sure it's thunderstorm, not a Metal Gear?
Metal Gear.
Speed it up.
I went and got just a cup from 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Zelda.
You got the best one too.
That's the only one they had, so I don't even know what the other ones look like.
You didn't ask me to get it. I feel left out.
You didn't ask me to get it.
I would have walked.
You would have walked to Canada.
You're further south than me.
So much I love you.
You would have to walk past me to
I'll
go to Canada.
5,000. Is it 5,000?
Yes, it's 5,000 miles.
Okay.
You next stop by. Hey, Justin, and then just keep walking.
Yeah.
Go to Canada.
All right. So I did that. I'm trying to think of what else I played because my brain is happening. Fuck. I had something I wanted to talk about, and I don't remember because of the storm. I'm pressuring myself. What did I play? I played Torchlight 2 on the Switch. That's a good version. The only gripe I have, it's not even a gripe really, it's hardly noticeable, is that sometimes I miss some of the loot. Like there's no like button to hover the loot, like in most dungeon crawlers. That's in Torchlight 2, but I don't think it's in the console version. I haven't found it anyways. But
the console controls though, they're okay?
Yeah, they're okay, they're fine. It's pretty good.
Because I actually really liked the Diablo 3 console controls. Like I have a hard time going back to PC.
Yeah, they map it pretty well. Like all the face buttons and the triggers and the shoulder buttons are mapped as well to skills and potions and stuff. So it's pretty good.
Does the Switch version let you use the touchscreen? Maybe that's the hover.
You know what? That might be. I haven't tried that yet. I'm just gonna say that. So
I mean, it only work in handheld, but it's still something. It's an option.
But most of the time, they're pretty good about like this. Your loot is here. Like if an enemy drops something, there'll be like an icon on the screen that says this is that. But you can't hover it to see if there's like a rock or something you can push over and find gold in. So there's something like that, stuff like that. Yeah, that's a really good version. I've been enjoying playing that. And I think that's all I'm going to talk about because I can't remember anything else. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that's a really good game still. I love the tree is really good in that. The skill tree. There's a lot of the side quests end up with you fucking people, so that's great. You know,
Okay.
You can go bi or straight or gay. It's all good.
Or all three.
Yeah, or all three. Yeah.
Just,
But I guess that's bi.
sexuality is fluid.
Yeah. Whatever.
That's true. That would be bi.
Yes, exactly. That's.
Yeah.
All right. So that's enough of that. Let's head on into the news.
The news.
Speaking of going by, let's go animalistic. I don't know. What do you call that?
Feel your animality.
Yeah. So let's smooch Colonel Sanders in this official KFC dating.
Oh yeah, I always wanted to suck the Colonel's dick. Sorry.
Justin, is this like we're dating Colonel Sanders, or are we dating his chicken? I don't know.
I didn't go any further than it's a Colonel Sanders dating sim. That's all I cared about.
Okay, since you're I love you, Colonel Sanders. Steam page says it includes 9 characters, multiple hours of playthrough. Multiple hours of playthrough. Good sentence. Secret endings, secret recipes, and 11 herbs and spices. We'll find out more at some point in the future, since the game is just listed as coming soon.
This is all just what we're not sponsored by Kentucky Fried Chicken.
This is the Matrix.
We should be though. Hook us
We're
up.
just living in a dating simulation.
I would love it. I'd take one for the team every single time, just to get a bucket of KFC.
The game's description reads: throughout your journey, you will be faced with life-changing decisions that will affect your chances of friendship and love. But be
Do
careful.
I get the number 6 or number 5 this time?
Your choices have real consequences with real animated characters' feelings at stake. So that's fun.
Oh no.
This would be much more fun if it was like the other mascots too. Like Ronald
like
McDonald.
That would
pick.
cause a lot of issues,
Yeah.
I think.
Let everybody's inner fetish
We're in the
come
world of
out there.
crossovers, man. Anything can happen these days.
Yeah.
Ronald McDonald can fuck Colonel Sanders.
Chuck E. Cheese is still kicking, right? Get his rat ass in here.
They could actually do the Popeyes versus
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A feud in the game.
They could. They'll probably drop mention to it in the game or something.
Mm-hmm.
If they're smart, they will.
So let's go retro for a minute here. Capcom Home Arcade brings 16 arcade games with it.
Yeah.
And 3 of them you've actually heard of.
A lot of these.
You haven't heard of
If
these?
you're like, I feel more than that.
1944, Loot Master, Aliens vs Predator, Armored Warriors. Come on.
Armor Warriors actually never came out to the West, so I wouldn't blame him.
But it's
Wait, hold on.
still within the
It
same
might have-
series.
It was very small.
Other games in the series have come out here, though.
Yeah.
All right, the ones I know, Alien vs Predator. I mean, I didn't know it was a game, but I know those things. Final
You've heard
Fight.
of-
I couldn't tell what that was at first. Ghouls and Ghosts. Never played it, but I've heard of it. Mega Man: The Power Battle. Street Fighter 2, of course. And I mean, I guess Super Puzzle Fighter.
You never heard of Mega Man: The Power Battle?
No, that's I listed that one. That's one of them I've heard of.
Okay.
But Strider, you never heard of Strider?
Captain Commando? You play Marvel vs. Capcom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Captain. That's his game. He's a beat 'em up.
That doesn't mean I've heard of that.
Cap-
Just because I played another beat 'em up doesn't mean I've heard of that.
Let's stop the rest. Capcom Sports Club, Cyberbots Full Metal Madness, Darkstalkers, The Night Warriors,
Yeah.
Darkstalkers. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, is that what that says?
Echo Fighters,
then.
Final. Yeah, you said Final Fight. Giga Wing, Pro Gear, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
I just wish it wasn't on the stupid arcade stick.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Capcom released the arcade collection about a year ago, and a lot of these games, like 1944, AVP, Captain Commando's already on there, Final Fight's already on there. They could do a volume 2 of that for $20 again. You'll make more money. Ugh.
So keeping it in the realm of Japan, we have Yakuza. 7 has been renamed as Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Like a dragon.
I know,
Wow.
that's the only thing I can think of when I read that title.
That's such a Japanese title. I don't even know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the gameplay shows off combat, karting, and movie theater. So, go karting. Yay.
And there's there's some other kind of mini game in there, isn't there?
Yeah, deep massage.
Oh, Yeah.
Is that it?
That's Yakuza.
I thought. I didn't watch this trailer. Or
I just made that up. If it's in there, I'm gonna be like, called it.
I thought there was something.
I haven't seen the trailer either. I just saw the name, and it's coming January 16th, 2020. So I still need to play through the other Yakuza games, so I'm gonna wait, and I'll get that other Weeaboo game.
Yeah. Oh, it was the Pachi slot. That was it.
Oh yeah, Pachi slot. Everyone knows that.
Okay. I thought it was like a pachinko machine, but I guess it's not.
It's a huge risk, but I hope it pays off for them.
I wish they would have fit 7 into there somehow. Like, call it Yakuza 7 Dragon or something.
They probably want to not put the number on there so that they can bring new people into it.
That's
generally what people do when you want to.
I guess. Or maybe they're worried about labeling it like a number because if people don't like it, they can still put out Yakuza 7 later. But considering the Japanese title is 7, I doubt they'd do that.
Yeah, it's probably more than likely just like, hey, it's a unnumbered Yakuza game. Come try it out because Yakuza is at its all-time high in its popularity. So, why not?
Moving on. Let's talk about some other JRPG stuff. We got Lost Ocean?
Star Ocean, baby.
Star Ocean.
Yeah, Star Ocean First Departure R, which is a remake of a remake. Just to give a brief history, Star Ocean released on the Super Famicom in the mid-90s. That version never came over to the West. We didn't get a version of Star Ocean 1 till the PSP in 2007, 2008, which I own. Got it for $15. Fucking steal. So this is a remake of that. It's based off the PSP version. So Square Enix, I know you have those fucking Final Fantasies on PSP files somewhere. Fucking find them. That's why I wanted to bring this up, really, just to yell at Square. But this is actually really cool because this is going to be still using the PSP game. It's going to have the voiceover. It's going to have 3 options of voices between the original PSP cast, which actually features Yuri Lowenthal, which I didn't know. He plays the main character, whose name I forget.
Roderick Ference.
Yeah, Roderick Ference.
I didn't know that offhand. It literally was on screen when you said it.
Oh, okay. For me, it's just on the pause menu. But yeah, he plays Yuri Lowenthal voices him. It's a cool concept. Like, this is like super, super niche, like JRPG. But like I said, you get the 2 original ones, and then you get a new one, which is featuring the original voice cast from the Super Famicom version. So that the Japanese Super Nintendo had voice acting in it. That's dope. It's also going to have new character illustrations, so you can choose between say if you played the PSP one from, 10 years ago. 10 years ago, or you can go with the new illustrations, which, either or. I personally don't like the new illustrations, so if I get this game, I'll probably stick with the old ones. And it's also going to have a speed mode similar to Final Fantasy remakes, where you can just speed the fuck up, and better balancing. Or it says adjust game balance. Just about the name and place to enjoy more challenging combat, a signature quality of the Star Ocean series. And there's some screenshots on there. Star Ocean is like, I played this game on PSP. It's hard. I don't know what I did wrong. I played it like every JRPG I played. I go left. I, beat up some things. The game kicks your ass so hard.
So you should have gone right instead of left.
Probably, but like, I went the direction. I died so many times, and I don't know what I did wrong. I have never felt so betrayed for it because the premise is so cool. It's like outer space and like not medieval, but like old Renaissance fair times meeting together. It's a pretty neat concept, and there's like a broader thing to it of like how it all connects. But like, I hope they fix that issue. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the Super Nintendo one was like, or the Famicom version, to be more correct. But I hope they fix that because I wanted to play this because it's such a cool idea, and I like this sprite works really cool. And I think the music was pretty cool. Who knows? Maybe they'll do the second one, which was the only one which is the first one we got. We got the second game on the PlayStation, which is also on PSP. But yeah, Square, you have this on PSP. Why don't you release Final Fantasies 1 through 4 on PSP on the fucking eShop? Huh? I know you have those files, assholes. Anyways, go buy Star Ocean December 5th. It's releasing worldwide. And because like maybe like a tenth of a person who likes this franchise. It's super niche. Support it.
It's neat that I like the art style because it's the same as Grandia 1, and that's a good art style.
Yeah.
But I hope they don't butcher the aliasing and stuff on it like they did that game.
We'll see. But I probably won't buy it at launch because I have the PSP version. So if I really want to play it, I'll charge my PSP and just try to look up at a guide and see, well, okay, I'll just follow a guide and just do it that way.
Following that, we also have Romancing Saga 3 coming to the West on November 11th, Remembrance Day.
So many JRPGs.
Well,
I don't remember this being a 2D game. I guess I'm thinking of a different, like, Saga game. Because I played one
Saga Frontier.
later. Yeah, that
Isn't
one.
that like
I
a
played
different
that
thing?
one.
yeah, it's a different game.
Yeah.
It's still Saga, though, right? Like, it's the same series?
I don't think so.
It's got the same font, so it must be in the same family of something.
Yeah, I think I looked this up at one time. But anyway, I'm watching the trailer, and like, the sprite art on this is really cool. Because it manipulates the parts of the sprites, like, in real time. So, like, it looks like they're kind of, like, just smushing the transform around in Photoshop. But it works. It's, like, really nicely animated.
Yeah.
So it's sprite art. And it's really crisp sprite art, too.
I like the backgrounds, too. They're, like, it's really old school, but, very nicely smoothed out old school.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, I'm getting Final Fantasy VI vibes from some of these backgrounds.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I had looked this up before because, like, Final Fantasy Legend 2 and 3, I think, on the Game Boy are considered technically Saga games. Like, the first Final Fantasy... Or, no, sorry. Is that right? Final Fantasy Adventure...
That's the Secret of Mana. That's
Yeah.
Mana
So, yeah, Legend 1 and 2 is what I meant. Are Saga games. And so there's like all these Final Fantasy games on the Game Boy that weren't actually Final Fantasy games. Like now that we've looked back. So there were 3 of them. So yeah, there's Saga 1 through 3, and then there's Saga Frontier 2, Unlimited Saga, which is the one I played. It's on PS2. And then a new Romancing Saga game in 2005 that was probably PS2. And then like some mobile games, looks like, more recently.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, and one on the Vita, apparently. Saga Scarlet Grace.
Who remembers that thing?
No one, probably. Except the one guy still on Vita Island.
My best
I
friend.
see you.
Yeah,
And I
my best friend says hi.
But yeah, so I played Unlimited Saga. That's why, like, the Saga naming sounded familiar, but that game confused me. Okay. Anyway, we can move on, I guess. Or was it Saga Frontier? That looks familiar, too.
Yeah,
that was on regular PlayStation.
Yeah. Ben, do you want to talk about Capcom Universe?
I mean, I kind of talked about it earlier during the games I played. I mean, I'll say it again. It's free to download. It's not going to give your computer a virus. If you are hankering from some Capcom action, because for some reason, Capcom doesn't just go, why don't we just do it ourselves? You know, just pull a Thanos. Oh, wait, they probably can't pull a Thanos because they don't want to do Marvel stuff. Just do it themselves. So go play it. It's free, and they're going to be adding more stuff. So, yeah, go play it.
Okay, so quick aside, Saga Frontier looks familiar because it's one of the games I was going to do for my suggested PS1 games list, but I hated it and didn't feel like actually including it in the video.
Made me sad.
That's why it looks familiar. It was weird.
It is very weird, but it's very cool.
Sure.
Ring Fit. Let's talk about Ring Fit Adventure. So we talked about this last week, but we didn't have like a whole lot of info, just the tease. And
obesity
Nintendo
is dead,
came
boys.
out with their full video on this. So, guys, what do we think?
It's totally not what I expected, but I love it so much more because of that. I legit thought this was just going to be like, Switch Fit. Like that's what everyone was saying. It's just going to be the exercises, the mini games, whatever. But the fact that they like created a friggin' like adventure RPG game with this goofy little ring thing and the leg strap is just like stay crazy, Nintendo. And the weird robotic presenters they have doing this, like it's presented as like an infomercial, and they know exactly what they're doing here. Like I half expected this to be made by like Devolver Digital or something.
Yeah,
just
it looks
weird.
like it would be. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like it works. Like it actually makes a lot of sense. Like running, moving around the field, you actually run, and you can simplify it so you're just kind of like moving your legs if you're trying to stay quiet, or like if you're just lazy and don't want to actually do the thing, I'm sure
Or
you
if
can kind
you're
of like
chafing
wiggle
and
a
it
little
really
bit.
hurts.
Yeah. So like there's a scale of stuff to do,
Yeah.
but it also like you're just exercising while playing a game. Like that's how these games should work. Like that's how VR is. Look at Beat Saber. You can get a workout in Beat Saber and not even realize it. But when you actually go and work out, like it's a chore.
Yeah. Like super hot. Like I talked about this like maybe a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And I told you I was sweating up a storm. There's even a calorie trophy tied to it. Yeah.
Because like that's the thing with Wii Fit is like at the end of the day, it's still just exercising. Like there might be thinly veiled mini games, but it's exercising. This feels like you're just playing a game using your body. Because like that kind of ring thing is a more natural like controller feel. You're not on a board kind of moving your body weirdly, and I don't know. Like granted, you're still in positions. Like when you have to like put it between your thighs.
They
and,
straight
like,
up call like
raise
some of the enemies need to be killed by doing yoga positions.
right.
Yeah.
Like that's a little, okay. Like I get it.
Yeah. It's also really goofy that the character on screen is like doing these yoga positions while enemies are taking damage. It's so funny.
Yeah. But I like they're very natural movements too, like holding it against your abs to shield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like putting it over your head and like kind of doing a motion and like lobbing out an attack. And
yeah.
There's one where you're like going side to side and like it's doing like kind of a combo hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then like your experience is based on how much you mix up your exercises essentially. So like you actually are incentivized in game for doing different exercises instead of spamming the one thing that's easy.
Yeah.
So like if you think of it as an RPG, which I mean technically it is, where like you can just smash A to win, or you can use different abilities and stuff to like raise like maybe your magic power or whatever, like Final Fantasy 2, where you improve your stats by doing the thing. Like you raise your attack by attacking, you raise your magic by using magic, that kind of thing. If you think of it like that, like it actually incentivizes you to not just do like the mash A to attack grind.
Right.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff here, and it also has like just the traditional exercises, the mini games, some really cool mini games too. Like I liked, my favorite was probably the like hover game where you're kind of like you have a what's that called, like a glider, and you're just kind of like moving side to side to like glide down and get coins.
Mm-hmm.
That thing was really cool.
Yeah, I've been looking to get more exercise lately. I was thinking of joining a gym again. I would get this if I had the space for it. I don't. I have the VR, but that's like covered in cat hair now, so I don't know what to do about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems cool. If it works the way it's intended to, it's gonna be great.
Well, I also really like that you can use the infrared camera on the Joy-Con to do your heart rate.
Yeah.
Like I love that they're actually like finding gimmicks to use with that thing because it seems so unnecessary.
Yeah, it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it's going to give you a good estimate.
That's the same thing the watches do. They're just using a light through your skin to find the pulse.
Yeah.
That's all that is. If anything, infrared's more accurate.
Ben, you have anything to say, or we're going to move on?
Yeah, I found my new fetish tool.
All right.
Kink?
Moving on.
I got a boner while watching that, man.
Ben's going to put a ring on it.
That is a large ring.
Yeah.
You need to get that looked at.
Fellas, I'm free. DMs are... actually, I think our DMs are open.
And my last news story for today is Control is getting free DLC and a pair of expansions. The free DLC is going to be a new game mode called Expeditions and a photo mode. Because...
Of course.
But the thing that I'm most interested in is the expansions. There's the Foundation, but what I'm more interested in is the AWE expansion.
Oh my god, Kenny Omega's gonna be in this game?
And so AWEs in the game itself is actually supposed to stand for Altered World Event, but it also
sure.
But the best tweet I saw out there about this is that it actually stands for Alan Wake expansion. I'm like, oh, that's so good. And if you like scroll and zoom into the logo for AWE, it looks exactly like the cover for Alan Wake. Someone with a flashlight in the forest, holding it in the exact same position. The gun and the flashlight. It's so good. So, and there's references to Alan Wake in Control, and apparently Max Payne. I didn't hear about that one, but Justin informed me on that one.
The
Some
voice actor
random-
plays a character in the game. That's all I know.
Okay.
I'm sure there's more to it than that. But
Yeah.
both the Alan Wake and the Max Payne voice actors play other roles in this game,
Yeah, they do.
which could just be a nod, like, hey, we like working with you. Or it could go deeper.
It always goes deeper. It's not a lake. It's an ocean.
This seems like the kind of game that goes as deep as it needs to go.
I'm really looking forward to
Ladies.
it. I'm still playing it. I'm still getting a kick out of all the physics and stuff. Just like dashing through things and breaking stuff and moving around.
It's
so
cool
much
to watch. I don't think I'd like playing it, but it is a lot of fun to watch.
fun. Yeah, I'm
Right.
really liking it.
Ray tracing.
And Justin, where can the people find you?
You can find me if you look for Zero Score on Twitter or YouTube or Twitch/Mixer if I can ever get that up and running. I
Teaming up with Ninja.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. I recorded something that will be out in the near future when I get around to editing it. I was going to do that before we started, and then I played a game instead. But yeah, I'm actually making stuff again, so that's exciting.
Ben?
You can find me at twitter.com/Pennywise the Dancing Clown, where I lure small children into the storm drain to eat
I'll
them
look
and
that one
devour their flesh. There probably is a account of that already. But is it me? I don't know. You'll float too, yada, yada, yada. The cue card says this, bye-bye.
That's it?
You'll
Okay.
float too. There, I said it again.
Twitter
Give me my
account,
20 bucks.
Marvel Figgy.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say... I don't know.
Wait, Mike had a question. Are we going to ignore it?
Oh, fuck, yeah. I was just...
Yeah,
worried about the
I was
storm.
like, Mike the TV had a question.
Yeah, so Mike the TV wrote in. Thank you for reminding me, Ben, because I actually want... Like, I always
I
want
was like, wait a minute, hold on. Pennywise does not forget shit like that.
Yeah, sorry. Let me bring this up.
I also forgot, but I didn't sleep last night, in my defense.
Yeah, I stole his soul.
So Mike asked the question, most desired sequel to a game or movie? Start with Ben, since he brought it up.
Oh shit! God damn it! Most desired game,
Or movie.
or movie. I don't really have anything on movies, because most of them I just want them to stop at one, and because they can never top that. Game wise though, Sonic Mania 2, just to be easy.
That's
Give me
fair.
that game with all original zones and all original music, and show me that Sonic can be good without hanging on to the hinges of the past. Sorry, the cue cards are going really fucking slow right now.
Justin?
I like seeing Mike's questions, like, when he asks them, so I can have the whole show to think about it, and I still never have anything, because he asks good questions.
Yeah, he does.
I see, the obvious answer is a new Metroid game, obviously. But I don't
That's
want to
coming.
do the obvious thing, because, like, that's easy. So I think my biggest thing, like, as far as a forgotten to, time option, would be a new Chrono game.
Oh,
Like a
nice.
sequel to Chrono Cross / Chrono Trigger.
Why
It's
would you
really-
want to ruin perfection?
Because, like, the way that Chrono Cross worked, like, Chrono Trigger didn't need a sequel. But Chrono Cross, like, built on that world and kind of tied in without really actually being a sequel. Because it's kind of an alternate tale that
Yeah, sure.
also stands on its own. So I just want another game. Like, they did time hopping, they did dimension hopping. I want to see, like, another take. Because they had one in development. What was it? Chrono Break, I think it was. And they never made it. So I want to know what that was going to be.
Virtua Fighter 6. There you go.
I'll say for mine, Alan Wake 2.
Doesn't that exist?
There's Alan Wake American Nightmare, which was not 2. It just took place after the events of the first game.
It was standalone DLC.
but
Okay.
it didn't really evolve the story forward.
Okay.
He was still trapped in like that weird dimension under the lake. So
I actually didn't realize there was only one game in that. Like I thought that was a series.
it was one game plus 2 DLC packs, and then they
'Cause
came
it's
out
so
with Mortal
iconic.
Nightmare.
You'd think there would be more.
I never heard of it.
It's really good.
Is it? I'll
The,
take
the
your word.
story is great. Like it's like a Stephen King type of story.
Ooh, you've intrigued me.
It
Pennywise,
even
we got a
opens
game
the
to
same
play.
way. Sorry, what was that?
I said I'm calling
He's
Pennywise.
being weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cocaine's kidding in.
You can find me on Twitter, CSG Thomas on Twitter, where I tweet out these shows. You can also email us a question, thomas@chargeshot.com. I'm going to be recording my Destiny podcast tomorrow with Sully. I've been putting that off for the past couple of weeks because I got a car, and that took some time to get.
With a nice color too.
Yeah, I love it.
I love
Apple green.
it. Yeah. So yeah. Until then, guys, enjoy your games and have a good night.
You'll float too. Please
Yes,
do that.
I'm gonna save this before